Your UK driving license could be at risk right now, and you might not even realize it. Because in 2026, the rules around how you hold a license, how you renew it, how you book your driving test, and what happens when you break the law on UK roads have all changed significantly. And the consequences of getting any of this wrong are serious. We are talking automatic driving bans, fines of up to $2,000, penalty points that could disqualify you within months, and in some cases, having your license revoked on the spot at the roadside. This is not exaggeration. These are real, active changes that are catching thousands of UK drivers completely off guard in 2026. Whether you are a learner working toward your first license, a fully qualified driver who has been on the road for years, an older driver coming up for renewal, or someone who simply wants to make sure they are on the right side of the law, this video covers everything you need to know. Stay with us all the way through, because every single section of this update could directly affect you, your license, and your ability to drive legally in the United Kingdom this year. Welcome to How to Get a UK Driving License, Step by Step, the channel that guides you through every stage of the UK driving journey, from your very first provisional license all the way through to full qualification, renewals, and staying road legal for life. We cover the rules, the tests, the paperwork, the costs, and now, the changes. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a critical update. This channel exists to make sure that every learner driver, every qualified driver, and every driver approaching renewal has the knowledge they need to stay legal, stay safe, and stay on the road. Today's video is one of the most important we have made because 2026 has brought a wave of significant changes to UK driving law and licensing that every single driver needs to understand. The DVLA and the DVSA have both introduced major updates this year, covering digital licenses, theory test content, test booking rules, drink drive limits, seatbelt penalties, eyesight enforcement, license renewals for older drivers, number plate laws, and much more. These are not rumors or proposals. Most of these changes are already in force. Let's go through every one of them right now so you know exactly where you stand. Let's start with the biggest structural change to UK licensing in years, the digital driving license. From 22nd March 2026, the DVLA began the nationwide rollout of the digital driving license, accessible through the official Gov UK Wallet app on your smartphone. This digital version of your photocard license allows you to store and present your full driving entitlements, including categories, restrictions, and medical conditions, directly from your phone. Police officers equipped with scanning technology can verify your details in seconds at the roadside. It works at car rental desks, during routine checks, and for license renewals. Your physical photo card remains valid alongside it, so you do not need to hand anything in. However, and this is critical, if your address, medical information, or entitlements are not kept up to date in the system, you could face fines of up to $1,000 for holding outdated records. Every new driving license issued from 22nd March 2026 onward also features a QR code on the rear that links to personalized electric vehicle resources, including nearby charger locations and government grant eligibility, part of the UK's preparation for the 2035 petrol and diesel ban. Now let's talk about learner drivers, because the changes affecting people working toward their first license in 2026 are substantial. The DVSA has introduced what is being called the two-change limit rule, effective from 31st March 2026. This restricts test booking amendments to just 2 changes per slot. Previously, learners, and in many cases third-party companies and online bots, were able to repeatedly move and swap test appointments, hoarding slots and reselling them at inflated prices. That system is now over. From spring 2026, driving instructors are also banned from booking tests on behalf of their pupils, giving learners direct control over their own bookings and protecting their personal data. Cancellations or swaps are now restricted to the 3 nearest test centers from 9th June, preventing the practice of nationwide slot hunting. Penalties for breaching these rules are serious. Test slots will be voided without refund, and repeat offenders flagged by the DVSA's data analytics system face 6-month rebooking bans. Early trials of these measures already reported a 30% reduction in no-shows, and the DVSA project's national waiting times will fall from 20 weeks to under 10 weeks by summer 2026. There is also a significant change to the content of the driving theory test itself. From early 2026, the theory test now includes questions on cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, and the use of automated external defibrillators, known as AEDs. Learner drivers must demonstrate knowledge of hands-only CPR sequences, basic bleed control, and how to locate a defibrillator. The DVSA expanded its multiple-choice question bank to over 950 questions to incorporate this new content. The reasoning behind this change is rooted in road casualty data showing that delayed emergency responses contribute to around 20% of road fatalities. These updates do not change the cost of the theory test, the time allowed, or the overall pass mark structure. But every learner sitting the test from 2026 onward needs to be prepared for these questions. The DVSA has already updated its official learning materials, so make sure you are using current revision resources. For fully qualified drivers, one of the most pressing changes in 2026 involves the drink-drive limit. England and Wales are moving toward lowering the legal blood alcohol limit from 80 milligrams per 100 milliliters of blood, the standard that has been in place for decades, down to 50 milligrams per 100 milliliters, matching the limit that already applies in Scotland. This brings the UK broadly in line with most of Europe and reflects consistent research showing that impairment begins well below the old 80 milligram threshold. In practical terms, this means that 2 standard drinks could put an average adult driver over the legal limit. Enforcement is also changing. Police are expected to gain the ability to use saliva-based roadside drug and alcohol tests as direct evidence without requiring a follow-up blood test in every case. This will significantly speed up investigations and is expected to increase conviction rates for drink and drug driving offenses across the board. Seatbelt law is also getting tighter in 2026, and this is a change many drivers are not yet aware of. Currently, if you are caught not wearing a seatbelt, you face a fine of up to $500. Under the new rules coming into force as part of the wider road safety strategy, you will also receive 3 penalty points on your driving license for not wearing a seatbelt, something that was not the case before. 3 points might not sound like much on its own, but combined with other minor violations, they can push you toward the 12-point threshold that triggers an automatic driving ban. For new drivers, anyone who passed their test within the last 2 years, the situation is even more serious. Under the new driver rules, accumulating just 6 penalty points within 2 years of passing results in automatic license revocation. That means a seatbelt offense combined with a single speeding ticket could be enough to lose your license entirely as a new driver. The totting up system remains one of the most important and least understood aspects of UK driving law. Under the existing rules, any driver who accumulates 12 penalty points within a 3-year period faces an automatic driving ban. What is changing in 2026 is the enforcement landscape around this system. Stricter penalty point allocations for a wider range of offenses, upgraded speed camera systems capable of detecting multiple offenses simultaneously, and tighter enforcement of mobile phone use at the wheel. Holding or using a handheld phone while driving already carries 6 penalty points and a fine of up to $1,000. Meaning a single phone offense takes a new driver more than halfway to automatic disqualification and takes any driver halfway to the 12-point ban threshold in a single incident. Eyesight enforcement is another area that received a major upgrade in 2026, and it is particularly relevant for older drivers. From January 2026, the DVLA introduced a stricter medical declaration process for license renewals. The long-standing system where drivers simply ticked a box to confirm they were fit to drive is being replaced with more detailed questions about medical conditions, including diabetes, epilepsy, heart conditions, and crucially, vision. There is now a stronger emphasis on the 20-meter number plate test. If you cannot clearly read a standard number plate from 20 meters, your license renewal could be refused. Police also now have the power to revoke a license at the roadside if a driver fails the number plate test during a stop. For drivers aged 70 and over, the impact is most significant. License renewals for this age group now require GP medical declarations and optician reports, with initial fail rates projected at around 15%. Drivers in this category should book a voluntary pre-compliance assessment at a designated DVSA center before their renewal date to avoid any sudden surprises. Number plate laws are generating a surprising number of fines in 2026, and many drivers do not realize they are in breach. Police forces are now using upgraded ANPR, automatic number plate recognition, cameras that can detect non-compliant plates far more easily than before. Illegal spacing of characters, for example, manipulating letters to spell words, is an immediate offense. Carbon effect or honeycomb pattern plate backgrounds are strictly banned. Tinted or smoked plates that appear darkened carry a $100 fine, and any plate that interferes with the readability of speed cameras or electronic enforcement systems is treated as a priority enforcement target. If your car has a modified or decorative number plate, check its compliance now, before a camera or officer does it for you. Finally, for drivers in London and those entering other major urban zones, the congestion charge increased to £18 per day from 2nd January 2026, up from 15 hours. The 100% electric vehicle discount that previously allowed EVs to enter for free ended on 25th December 2025. From January 2026, electric cars receive only a 25% discount, meaning EV drivers now pay $13.50 per day to enter the zone. Fuel duty is also set to rise from September 2026 when the long-standing 5 pence per liter cut begins to be reversed, the first fuel duty increase in 16 years. And from November 2026, all new cars and vans sold in the UK must meet Euro 7 emission standards. None of these changes affect existing cars on the road, but they signal the direction of travel clearly, and every UK driver should be planning their motoring costs accordingly. That is your complete guide to the UK driving license changes and new road laws for 2026. From the digital license rollout and the new theory test content to the lower drink-drive limit, stricter seatbelt penalties, tougher eyesight enforcement, and the new rules for learner test bookings, 2026 is genuinely one of the most significant years for UK driving law in recent memory. The common thread running through every single one of these changes is simple. Enforcement is smarter, penalties are heavier, and the margin for error is smaller than it has ever been. The good news is that if you know the rules, following them is not difficult. And now you know them. If this video helped you understand what is changing and what you need to do to protect your license, please give it a thumbs up and share it with every driver you know, a friend, a family member, a colleague, or a learner who is about to sit their test. These updates affect every single person on UK roads, and the more people who know about them, the safer our roads will be. Drop your questions in the comments below. Tell us whether you are a learner, a new driver, or someone coming up for renewal, and we will do our best to answer you directly. And if you have not yet subscribed to How to Get a UK Driving License, step by step, now is the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and join our community of learners and drivers who are serious about getting this right. We will be back very soon with more step-by-step guidance, test tips, and law updates. Until then, stay informed, stay legal, and we will see you in the next one.